Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Ultra Space Time podcast. Hitting it with episode 70, I believe this is. Yeah, episode 70, big chilling. Hopefully, you guys are a fan of that title right there. I made it myself, but we have a couple topics for you guys. Just not too much stuff going on in Legends this week. We got the Zenkai Chilled, of course. We got the All-Star banner. Unfortunately, the units did not drop. We will be going over the Goku and the Frieza, but just briefly on impressions, basically just looking at them on paper before we get to see them in action, as well as some equipment coming back. But today we're going to be joined by the Banana Man himself, Battleamore. Go ahead and say what's up.
Hello everybody, I hope you have all your potassium today, and not at least mayo and bread. Oof.
Mayo and bread is immaculate. I will defend it to the end of time.
Okay. Yeah. I know I'm coping, but you're coping even harder right now. Okay, let's continue.
Bread and mayo is better than potassium, bro. I'm sorry. That's bad.
Yeah, like I said, copium.
All right, so I suppose there, as you guys know, there's ZVG's intro as well. He's a connoisseur of the bread and mayo sandwich.
Bread and mayo gang, rise up! Yes, sir.
And then we have Noctis finally joining us for the podcast. We missed you, man. What's going on?
I miss you guys too, man. How are you guys doing?
Been 10 years, bro. What's up?
Why is everyone crazy, man?
The bread and mayo.
You missed a lot, bro. You missed a lot.
God damn.
All right, so I guess the first topic that we can go ahead and start off with is the Zenkai Chilled. So Noctis, I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away. Let us know what you think of the units. Well, how do you think he's going to hold up, and do you think he's going to age well?
Alrighty, the Battle Gauntlet unit. You can get him for free like every other Battle Gauntlet unit, just gotta wait. Yeah, coming to the unit. His stats are really damn solid, I gotta say. He also acts like a really good support unit, having a really niche main ability with the 70% banish gauge recovery for 15 time accounts for his team. That's really surprising, man. That's niche stuff. Niche, boys, niche.
Yeah.
Other than that, he got like a pretty damn Saiyan counter, especially against Super Saiyans, like... and a really niche one with the, if you face Super Saiyan Bardock,
yeah,
that your allies get like a huge damage up. Like, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how this one will age, but Bardock always has been broken after Zenkai, so... But if you see Chilled as your opponent, like, why would you pick Bardock? Unless you are really built to have that 3 characters, which Bardock is included with, but... It's really damn niche, I gotta say. He seems like a really damn good unit. With the support and stuff, drawing a blue card when he comes in, having that 100% paralyzed when hitting that blue card, which is just nuts. And he gets it like again if he comes in another time. It's kind of insane. But the Bardock part, I don't know about that, if I'm honest. I don't know about that with the aging wise mentality, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
How do you guys
I
feel?
like it.
How do you guys feel? ZVG.
I like
Come
it.
on, man.
I think, you know, the Super Saiyan users were, you know, a little bit too cocky. So now with Chilled in the game, they're gonna have to watch their backs, you know. So I like that. But how he age, the aging thing, I feel like is because they're always gonna release Super Saiyans, right? And then whenever they release a Super Saiyan, Bardock's obviously gonna, you know, rise in popularity, right? And then also too, Chilled will just also rise as well because he counters Bardock. So I think as long as they keep releasing Super Saiyans, I think Chilled is gonna be relevant. I think Bardock will still be relevant for quite a while for this year. I think I can see him being, you know, non-meta like after anniversary, but I feel like up until that point, Bardock will still be ran, you know, Gogeta and SV or future go on, like it doesn't matter. Like Super Saiyans are just gonna be, you know, a top 5 team, right? I think Chilled is great. I think his niche is really, really good because it really does put a check to Super Saiyans. Like they're having the entire team just counter Super Saiyan is like if you see Chilled as a Super Saiyan player, like it's pretty much GG's. Like you should not lose. If you're running Chilled against Super Saiyan, if you lose, then you gotta be like the worst player of all the time because he gets more damage, damage reduction, you get paralyzed, you know, his main ability gets vanishes through to his team along with damage as well. I feel like he's just really well made to counter Super Saiyans. But I think in general, I think he's okay against every other tag. I think he does fine, but I would still, you know, run Frieza over him in that scenario. But when you're in Super Saiyan, when you go up against Super Saiyans, you just bring Chilled and then it's just a GG for you, easy dubs. So I think it's fun. I think it's interesting as well. We've never seen a unit counter another unit or team this hard. Like Chilled is the biggest counter to a team like we've ever seen in the game. So it's interesting to see how they move forward with trying to counter tags that are too busted.
A really funny thing is he reduces even the critical chance. Like
yeah, but
no one does
Gogeta
that. What is that?
Yeah, but Gogeta can just remove it because he has the green card, right? If they made it uncancelable, it'd be way more busted. But Gogeta can just pop the green card and just like remove whatever. So yeah, but it's still pretty interesting to see. Like so we know that they can tweak kits to nerf certain tags in certain ways. So that's a good thing to know for the future. But I never expected a unit to have -50% to crit rate. Like that's just. He just counters the teams, so he does more damage against them, takes less damage, and counters the crit rate. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, he does a lot.
It is insane. I mean, Chilled is. I feel like the Zenkai's nowadays we have gotten has been so good. I mean, it's not terrifying good, but good enough to actually compete in the meta, which is insane. And Chilled against Bardark, aka DBL0704S. Weird enough, but yeah. But Chilled is having his time there, and he is going to be permanently on the team because he is an HP bench. And thanks to that, he can literally just be there and just wait until you come. And he will totally destroy you if that is the case. If he sees Super Saiyan.
Mm-hmm. It's very true. I really like this unit a lot, honestly. Like I don't have him at Zenkai 7 yet because I'm just doing it the free to play way. But I really do feel like this could be the year of LOE. I'm not too sure. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch or anything like that. But we started off the year strong with free to play Frieza, who's I still see used to this day. I'm pretty sure he's just the best green on the team right now, right? And then unless we get a Zenkai for one of the other greens. But so we got him. So we have him, and then now we have the Zenkai Chilled, and then as you guys do know, we're going to be getting this Revival Frieza as well. I feel like LOE is going to be, I don't know if they're going to be the next GT, because you know how last year GT was kind of getting those year-round buffs. I don't know if we're going to see something similar to that, but if we did, I honestly wouldn't mind it. I don't mind LOE being like right there in the meta right there. I think LOE is like a really cool team to see. I think it's fun to face against.
Yeah.
As long as you're not running super, or, I mean, obviously if you're running Super Saiyan, yeah, you're going to have a bad time against it. Yeah. But I wanted to ask, what is some of have you guys seen any like weird teams with this Chilled?
No, I haven't even fought him, to be honest with you.
have.
I haven't fought him at all.
You haven't fought him at all?
I found him with Maji. Do you know Kid Buu, LA?
Oh, okay, yeah. It makes sense for the Vanish Restore, right?
With his main ability, Vanish Roar. With Kid Buu and Corrupt Samasu, because, he gets Vanish and everything.
That makes sense.
Corrupts, they easily just get Vanish because of Chilled's main ability, and it's insane how well they cope with it, too.
Yeah, that is very true. I think the only weird team that I've seen so far with Chilled is, it's not even weird, it was just annoying more. So it was just mono purple with with Ella Frieza, the Zenkai Chilled, and then the blue boys on the leader slot, and then just purple setup for the bench right there. And it was so annoying, man. It was so annoying because you get the blue card generation, right, from the Ella Frieza, and this dude was just intentionally just saving all of his blues for Chilled. And he was just rotating all of my units with paralysis, bro. Like it was definitely a skill issue. I'm not gonna lie, but dude, it was just so annoying. When you get priority, I already knew that I was gonna get hit with the blue card into a paralysis, and everything was just gonna be messed up. It was pretty annoying, and I want to run it myself. I'm not gonna lie, I want to run it myself, but we'll see. I want to see exactly how far this Chilled goes, because I think the very least, right, even if he ages poorly, which I don't think it's going to happen, he's still the HP bench, right? He's still the HP bench, so he's still worth just having right there anyways. So you can't really go wrong with him at all.
Yeah,
It's
I
almost
also
like
saw
the. It is
Mono
like the
Purple.
same situation with Purple 21. Like she is also an HP bench, but she can contribute to the team like crazy. Depends on the situation.
Yep, that is true.
I'm sorry, I stopped you, xNoctis. Go ahead.
Yeah, fine, man. I also saw him on Mono Purple, but with Super Vegito and Goku and Vegeta. He was the leader.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was also like pretty weird to see. But I get where the guy's coming from. He's like the anti-Super Saiyan Mono Purple team. Like, I see where he came from.
Yeah, dude.
It was kind of funny.
It is pretty funny seeing them together. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah,
Dude,
that's
whenever
Go ahead.
LoE is in the meta is good. I can't think of a meta where LoE was like a top tier team and the meta was bad. So hopefully with the coming up of LoE now, the meta will actually like take a shift, because I do think that they're still gonna buff the team quite a bit more. I don't know how, but Gresh seems like he's all in for the LoE love right now, so can probably expect something to happen. But I like how the team is going. I like the fact that they're finally meta. Like, it's been way too long since they haven't been meta, ever since back in the Golden Showdown when Bebop won with when Cooler first got Zenkai, right?
Yep.
So this is nice to see.
Yeah,
Nice to see.
It is very nice to see, dude. And speaking of that cooler, dude, I still think we're due for like a new cooler. Like,
yes.
Yeah, where's
we
the
are.
LF cooler? LF
We
cooler?
need that.
Hello?
That'd be dope.
that would be dope, dude. An LF cooler, bro, where we get because I know a lot of people said that for the All Stars banner that we got with we had the cooler movie Goku, right? The bird coup.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like almost sure that we were going to be getting a cooler next, even when we did the fan made stuff.
Wow,
A lot of
the
people
Orange
were
Piccolo.
yeah. A lot of people were like, "Oh, we're getting a cooler after this." Like, there's like everyone was so certain, and then cooler just never popped up, and so we still have that avenue to explore right there. They still could use some of the animations right there. I would definitely be down for some sort of cooler love to be in the game, some more of it at least, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so that's pretty much all we have to say on Chilled right there. And let's go ahead and talk about some of the upcoming stuff that's going to be coming to Legends. It's going to be the Legends All-Star banner. So we're getting a new All-Star banner, and it looks pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It looks pretty bad. Me and ZVG actually covered this entire banner over on the 5-9 Gaming channel. But just to briefly go over it real quick, is just that these units not the units themselves. We'll talk about those separately, but the banner itself looks terrible. It's just your standard All-Star banner. It's like you're pretty much only summoning on this for LoE, and everything is just so diluted. There's no LFs on here. There's not too many notable sparkings either. I mean, you have Monjube on here, but other than that, it's too diluted to actually go ahead and make it like valuable. I would say you should skip this. And I just want to ask you guys, are you guys going to be summoning or skipping on this one?
I know Battleamore is probably gonna summon because he summons for everything, but I'm definitely gonna skip.
Yep.
Like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna do any multis on an All-Star banner. Like, there's no value. Like, why would I summon on an All-Star banner when I can summon on an LF banner that's gonna have the All-Star banner units on the banner anyway, right? But I have a chance to put LFs along with it, right?
Yep.
And then this banner's up for 2 months. So we have 2 months of dailies. So like, what's the point? Like, there's no reason why I should summon on this banner unless you made LoE. That's it. That's the only exception I could give anybody to summon on this banner. But other than that, easy skip.
Or if you main Saiyans.
I mean, if you main Saiyans and don't have Gogeta 4, if you don't have Gogeta 4, then yeah. But if you have Gogeta 4, then you're not gonna need this guy at all.
Also, it blows my mind how LoE gets like some slight love, and the banner is the most terrible thing ever. Like, what?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I think they really need to reformat the All-Star banner, especially since they did reformat the step-ups. I feel like having every single unit in the All-Star banner is a better way to go about it, because even though the sparking is guaranteed, having every unit in the game, every sparking in the game basically on the banner is just not a good, it's just not good, especially since it's only regular Z power, like only 600. So number one, it's hard to pinpoint Goku and Frieza, and number two, you're only gonna get 600 Z power. and that's just I think I should just reformat the banner and make it.
It's not
you
even
know, more
increased
enticing.
rates or something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nothing.
There's nothing
Like, what?
that's good about it at all.
I think the one counterpoint, the only counterpoint that I can make to that is just even I would say I agree with Noctis. The rates need to be increased right here, because at the very least, if you could pull at least one copy, you do get access to the missions, right? That can get you up to 6
Yeah.
stars for what was
Yeah.
that 2000 CC. But that's literally it. That's the only counterpoint I can make right there. Everything else just will get completely shut down. You can't really debate that this is a banner we're summoning on. So yeah, I would say skip. Obviously, I'm gonna summon as well. Just one multi at the very least. But after one multi, I'm only going to be doing those dailies, right? Obviously, I do want the new units, but on something like this where you can't really get a bang for your buck, it's just definitely, when it comes to hit or miss, it's definitely more on the miss side of things right here, right?
Especially when we're used to get 1,800 C power.
Yeah,
Also that too.
Yep, exactly. But that being said, that's basically the banner right there. But so now we actually can go into the new units. So ZVG, what do you think of the new Goku? Right, before we actually get to see him in action, have you looked over his kit yet?
Yeah, I have. The one thing I would say, I wish he was yellow. Because if he was yellow, then he'd 100% be probably the best staying option. But him being green is very interesting. I feel like he is good, but he's not necessary because Gogeta 4 exists, right? But obviously, a unit can still be good, but not be optimal. The most interesting thing about him is his extra damage against purples, and he takes less damage against purples. I feel like against the Goku Vegeta, if you catch the Vegeta side in a combo, he just did. Like, there's no chance he will survive a combo from this Goku. Even like a strike into ultimate could probably just like nuke him and just kill him, because he gets that extra 50% damage. Other than that, he takes his damage is weird because he needs to build up with strike attacks, but he doesn't have a card draw speed. And he doesn't draw a strike on entry either, so it's gonna be kind of difficult to really ramp him, because he does apply a debuff and get more damage every time he uses a strike arts card, right? And he also gives allies damage too. So he needs strikes to get all his damage, but he doesn't have a card draw speed, and he doesn't get a strike on entry, so it's gonna be more difficult. But I feel like he's gonna be decent. I feel like another thing too about him is the fact that once the battle starts, like early game, he's gonna be very good because he does destroy his own advantage gauge by 70% when he evades an enemy attack with a vanishing step that activates twice. That's gonna be like phenomenal for early game, pressure. But overall, I think he'll be all right. His ultimate is pretty good. His green card is also pretty good. Gets more strike damage. Key. He notifies cover changes for 10 timer counts, and he can combo into anything. Also having blast armor going forward. So I think he's gonna be overall a decent unit, but I feel like he's just not necessary at all. And also his main ability does restore advantage gauge 100% too. So he has 3 ways. He has 3 chances to get his full advantage back in a game. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is he got that lower blue card damage multiplier. Like, why? Why did
Yeah,
they
I
give him
saw
a
that.
lower multiplier?
Yeah, I saw that too. That's kind of weird.
When you go over his blue card and show levels and compare
Yeah.
it, he got the major,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like a pretty bad one, let's say. Like if
Yeah.
you go to another unit and see like Gogeta 4, for example, since he's also a Green Saiyan, you got that higher multiplier.
Yeah.
That is true. And then it's just
Kind of weird.
better blue card overall too, right? It's just
Yeah.
I think that's a really good point to make too. When we were talking about this the other day, as we were talking about basically that we don't really think this guy's going to take a spot over Gogeta 4, and then on top of that, even though Super Saiyan 3 Goku has fallen off pretty hard in the recent times, I still feel like Super Saiyan 3 Goku might be better than this guy. I don't see this guy making an amazing splash here into the meta, right? I think he's going to be good.
Honestly, I think he, just because of the more damage against purples. Now, obviously, he's not gonna be a mono purple counter or anything, right? But just to have that, that quick kill effect on the Vegeta side of Goku Vegeta, I feel that'd be pretty useful.
Oh yeah, that is
Honestly,
true.
I could see him being better. I could see him being better than the LS Super Saiyan Goku in that asset, and also it won't take as much time to ramp up, right, as the Super Saiyan Goku. No matter where, being fast is king. like you don't want to take too long to get your full buffs because they're units in the game that just come in, boom, instant damage, right? So
Yeah.
that's also something to take a look at.
So let me get this straight. So basically, he gets that 50% damage inflicted against element purple, right? So this still counts as towards the Vegeta side of it, then, right?
Yeah. It will.
Yes.
Oh damn! I wasn't even aware of that. That is actually pretty good. Okay, I can see him being
so
better
like I
than
said,
Super Saiyan 3. Then.
Strike into Earth will definitely kill Vegeta, bro. Like I don't see him living. I don't see him living a Strike into Earth from this guy.
Okay, that's pretty nice.
It would be pretty bad if they survive it. Let's say that.
But I do really like this Goku, though. Even though his kid is he is support with the strike arch every time. He does get a strike if he hits with a strike once, and it resets too.
Yeah.
And he's buffing his allies, and that is permanently unless they remove it somehow. You know,
that's
the
pretty
green
cool.
card of
Good.
Gogeta and stuff. But the Goku
support.
itself, he's more of a unit that is good early on. Meanwhile, later he might not be as good. I feel like compared to the other character that comes with this Goku is kind of while the other character that comes with Goku is so much more terrifying.
Yep. Yeah.
But else, I can see potential with this because especially with his C ability, like the 3% to strike damage to Sun family. That is an interesting.
Oh, that is true. He does have an interesting one.
Yeah. And then I feel like this has been going on indifferently because with Bardock, the like HP buff for Bardock squad and
Hold on,
Gogeta
hold on.
for
What's that
6%.
Z ability? 2% to
Sun
strike
family
arch
strike
damage
arch
inflicted.
damage.
Honestly, that's kind of like hella negligible. Like 2%, like nobody's gonna notice a 2% strike damage.
It will if it's a team up with Goku and Vegeta, especially when they are Sun family.
I'm assuming that's just pure strike damage buff, right?
Yeah, it is pure strike
Should be,
damage.
yeah.
So I don't know. 2%.
2% is like nothing.
Well, you got to realize some of these equips that you can rock where it's like 6% per member, and then that adds up to be 6, 12, 18%.
I mean, it is not just strike attack, but strike arch damage. Apparently, that is a different thing. Like if you use a strike.
I think that'll, in certain situations, doesn't that even affect like blue card damage and stuff, like on certain units?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Because your overall strike and blast damage is what like figures out what your blue card damage is going to be. Plus, there's obviously other factors, but
Yeah, true. But I feel like even the small percentage could help a lot. Depends on what team you're using.
Yeah.
In the game where like huge power value now is very much insane. We have seen that in Mono Purple. That's why we see all these Senkai buff every time. So you know the feeling how much Goku and Vegeta does to you. But I feel like this is an interesting C ability, and I hope they continue doing it with the other characters. Not just for Sun Family, not just for Super Saiyan, and definitely not just for Team Bardock. Do it for everybody. That would be interesting.
Bro, Team Bardock. Bro, don't even mention that trash ass team.
Alright, whoa, hold on. We'll talk about some more Team Bardock later on.
Bro, I'm actually like fed up with how they handle Team Bardock. I'm about going on in a rant in a bit. What he's talking about. I'm actually so fed up with it. But yeah.
Alright, well, I think that's pretty much we covered Goku right here. I think I'm definitely underestimating him a lot right now, personally. That's just how I feel. But once I see him in action, it's going to be a different story. I have to see him to actually believe it, right? Because right now,
will you see him though? Because we know how the meta is already.
Yeah, that's the only thing, right?
You probably see Frieza more than you are gonna see Frieza more than Goku. I don't know about Goku, but Frieza for sure probably gonna see quite a bit because the LOE mains like Dandre in the chat.
I mean, at the start when people summoning, we were obviously going to see both of them. Because they can be running the same team too.
I've noticed there's actually like a lot more people running that LOE team nowadays.
Oh yeah, I've seen that everywhere now. Like I have seen so many LOEs that are trying. I hate especially the combo with the red Frieza and Chill. like continuously trying to paralyze me.
Yes, so good.
And I mean, I will say, man, a lot of people, well, I mean, it's kind of changed recently, especially with the release of the green Frieza, but I mean, everybody says LOE sucks. I'll be the first to say, man, like, if you're going up against a stacked LOE team, I'm not going to, like, sit here and say it's the best team in the game, but there's certain situations, like, an LOE team can definitely be viable.
Yeah, facts.
And I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about this more, but we got this Revival Frieza coming out, which I think is really going to help the LOE tag as a whole.
Yeah. You know, speaking of that LOE Frieza, or that Revival Frieza, that's actually our next topic. So we actually have our special guest Swift popping in, he's joining us.
Yo!
And he will be going over this Frieza right here. So, you know, go ahead and take it away. Let us know. Do you think he's going to be very impactful? Like, obviously, I think he's going to get a main spot, but have you went over his kit yet?
Yeah, no, I honestly do think he's going to be pretty impactful. I mean, I think a revival unit I think a lot of tags like either need a revival unit or deserve a revival unit. And when you look at LOE, they don't really have many, you know, options. So I think this guy will definitely offer a lot for the team. I mean, his stats look nothing too crazy.
His stats are bugged on DBZ space.
Are they really?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
They're bugged.
Okay, so just disregard that. But I do think having revival on LOE is gonna definitely help the team. I mean, the core is probably gonna be yellow full power, yellow LF full power Frieza. This guy. And, you know, maybe the green free-to-play Frieza. I don't know. I'm not really I don't run LOE that much, but I do think that this guy will offer a lot for the team, 100%. It's going to give the team that Rising Rush survivability. And, you know, I haven't really studied the kit too much, but I honestly do think he will bring a lot for the team.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is for everybody that's saying Gogeta for the counter this guy, I think they didn't treat his second ability. Like his second, when he transforms, he goes damage over 30 time counts, right? And not only that, but he removes 2 Dragon Balls after 5 counts. So even if Gogeta 4 rushes him, right, they won't be able to rush immediately afterwards because Frieza's gonna take away 2 Dragon Balls anyway. So the devs, dude, this is why I feel like the devs are smart on some things and dumb on other things because they knew that Gogeta would counter this guy, right? So they put in place time neutral and the removal of Dragon Balls in his kit to make sure that it's not as severe as you would think it is. So I think people are really not really, you know, reading the full kit and grasping that he does counter the anti-revival in some way, you know. I think he'll be pretty good. We'll have to see him in action though, but I think he'll be a staple on LOE, especially with all the support going around the team and all this other stuff. I feel like he'll be pretty good.
Well, ZVG just brought up a great point, and then on top of that, the yellow LF full power Frieza takes away a Dragon Ball every time he swaps in. So when you combine that with this Frieza taking away Dragon Balls, I mean, they're gonna have some Rising Rush control for sure. And I think with so many Ultra Gogetas running around, this is just my opinion. I mean, I think everybody has different opinions on this, but I think for LOE as a team, I think Revival is just better right now. Obviously, you know, like people are saying, you got to watch out for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and other anti-revival. But at the same time, there's Ultra Gogeta all over the place. So, you know, imagine they gave this guy endurance and, you know, you're matching these Ultra Gogetas and it just gets nullified and you're done. At least with Revival, he can come back and you still have a chance to, you know, win the match.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
also his stats are insane. Like,
they do not count the stats in the DBC space.
Yeah, his real stats are insane. Like,
yeah, he's
actually
insane. Yeah,
I think it's like 170k defenses and like 260 something offenses. I think.
Yeah. The funny thing about this Frieza is that I compared him with the Revival Gohan, and he does get. the funny thing is he restores equally as a Revival Gohan when he's revived. He has better stats on defenses than Revival Gohan. Though compared to the Revival Gohan Strike and Blast is that it's a bit smaller, but it is kind of impressive still because this Frieza is also a support unit that continuously heals the team.
Oh yeah,
that's
true.
huge. Yeah, that's huge.
he has
Now
a-
that I think
And
about
gives
it.
damage too.
at the very end.
Basically, like a mini Zamasu. He has the same thing like Zamasu. The Zim Zam.
Yep.
The 5% and the 20% blast damage.
Yeah,
Oh, he
yeah.
heals the team by 5% every time he goes to standby.
Yep.
Yeah, and he does heal
Ooh, that's not
damage
like
too.
that Vados effect. I like it.
And key too. So yeah, he's dude. LOE, like I think LOE has the best team synergy in the entire game. Like
Yeah.
you swap out, you swap in, you're getting buffs every single time. Like it's actually the synergy is off the charts with this
And
team. Bro.
especially you have shield as a bench, and with more
Yeah.
health restoration,
Health restoration,
you have
yeah,
equips that is also gives you health restoration. You heal a lot. Revive
it's pretty
Frieza is just kind of amazing because his main ability is shorten substitution count by 3. Even the first and after when he revives. So you can literally do that twice and just shorten ally sub count and just swap out and just attack again.
Dude, he's got
I like the name.
that green card is almost, I mean, it's similar to yellow full power Frieza, but on top of, yeah, inflicts all enemies with 3 sub count. That's, I mean, it only activates twice, but that is really, really good. I feel like,
You could rush easily with this.
Yes.
Yeah, just rush it.
oh, yeah, exactly. You can, like, secure a rush 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. This.
Because you literally remove Dragon Balls, use the green card. Like, oof. He cannot sub count for 3.
How do you
Also,
guys
you
feel
can-
about his color?
Being
I like
blue.
it.
I mean,
They
it's got,
needed-
like they needed a blue.
Yeah, they
I feel
needed
like
it.
Yeah.
he couldn't be any other color. Like he literally could not be any other color because purple's already decked out with other Frieza. Yellow's
yeah.
decked out with full power Frieza. They just got a green unit. They have a red, and reds are dead in the middle anyway. So
Yeah.
blue is is the only good option. I feel like they nailed this color perfectly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Also, Cooler has been so long the main blue unit for LOE for so long. I feel like this should be a good to have a new one at this point.
Yeah. So, well, speaking of Cooler, so what is the full team going to look like now? Does Cooler does he get replaced, or does he stay on as a Zenkai bench? Because, or what is it gonna
I
look
think you can. I think you'd have Elder Frieza, Shield,
Yep.
Full Power Frieza, the Green Frieza, this Revival Frieza, and either Red Frieza or the Zenkai Cooler for the Zenkai bench. Like you have options for that last slot. You can either run Red Frieza at 14 stars. You can run Cooler for the Zenkai bench. You could run.
I do
that's
recommend
pretty much it.
I
think.
do recommend
think so.
Cooler there instead, just because of the Senkai buff and because
Yeah.
of the teams you literally see in the today's meta.
Yeah,
So many
especially for
blues.
this meta. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But that red
Yeah.
movies Frieza is like not bad at all, bro. Like if there's ever a situation you need a red unit, like he's pretty viable.
Hold on,
Yeah, that's
Danjay, why wouldn't you want the Zenkai buff this Frieza though?
He said red DBS. So Dandre rocks red DBS Frieza. That's why.
Yeah, see, like
What do you mean
like I
no
said,
space?
It depends on playstyle.
It all
I feel
depends
like.
on
Like
play
which
style,
unit
yeah.
you want to buff. I feel like.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Or if
really
you
want to
need-
focus on 2 Senkai buffs on 2 different
Or
units.
if you even need the red unit and go ham with the Zenkai bench.
Yeah. But yeah, Final Form Frieza's C ability too is insane.
Yeah, it is one of these. So the Z ability for this Frieza is 30%. At 6 stars, it's 30% to tag Frieza Force, powerful opponent, base blast attack and defense, as well as an extra 15% to characters that are both powerful opponent and lineage of evil based blast attack during battle. So these Z abilities
So basically
are very
the whole
valuable.
team.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's getting that,
Yeah.
and it's very valuable.
And the beauty of this, now that I think about it, is you don't even have. So he has such a good Z ability to where you don't have to put him in the leader slot. Like if he's just on a random spot on the team, he's basically giving all these buffs to the whole team.
Yeah,
But if there's
especially-
other setups you want to throw him in leader slot, that is a really good Z ability for leader slot.
Oh yeah. Also, have you noticed that if you combine it, if he's 14 star, it's 52% blast attack
Oh damn.
to the entire team?
Damn.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, that is a lot of blast damage.
that is.
It's gonna take a while to get this guy to 14.
Who
because-
knows? People have C powers. People have saved much. We have got
Oh,
so
yeah,
many
true, I
raids
forgot.
every time.
Yeah, and then LOE
forgot.
mains just literally hoarding their CC until the
Yeah.
right time.
Yeah, that's true. Do we know what is
Suspended
the?
on
Do
that
we have a
all-star.
confirmed on? Do we have a confirmation on what the Z power is for the banner?
600.
600.
It is sick.
600.
Damn, that's
So
tough.
normal banner, dude.
That's
1% and 600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one last final point that I want to pull up on this guy since we were just discussing it. So Dondre had put in chat, he said the reason why you wouldn't Zenkai buff that Frieza, why you would have no space for the Zenkai cooler, is because this guy's Z ability is going to be more beneficial to your team overall. This red DBS Frieza, we can go ahead and take a look at his Z ability right here. Assuming, I'm going to go ahead and just put it at 14 stars, just because he came out last year. He was just on a 3x banner. You got 35% to Sagas from the movies or Lineage of Evil, based blast attack and defense, and an extra 18% to tag just Lineage of Evil, based strike defense. So it's a really good Z ability. So
Yeah.
You're basically, I actually kind of agree with that because you're getting everything you need. I mean, if you look, you're getting blast attack and blast defense and strike defense. That is basically almost a Zenkai buff, almost.
Yeah, especially when the Frieza team or the Lineage of Evil right now is blast based now. As long if you remove cooler, the entire team is like blast based.
yeah, and I think that's what you want to go for more. You want to just more emphasize one attack rather than the other, right? Like that's how you see with Future. Sometimes you'll see the strike-based Future, or more so like even with hybrids, sometimes you'll see like the just blast-based hybrids, stuff like that, right? It's you're gonna go ahead and try to like optimize your damage in that way, right? Just on one specific, either strike or blast. So I can definitely see this.
But so far, I really like this Frieza. Like I feel like they did not hold back on this guy and made him the right way, like the perfect way.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like I saw this, I was like, wow, this is exactly what LOE kind of needed.
Yeah.
Everything about this.
These devs can make good decisions in one area and make the dumbest decisions in another. Like it's so dumb.
We
to
have
me.
noticed with the 2 units.
It's
Up
so
to
dumb.
a lot of other units, but yeah.
Yeah.
But it is insane. I recommend it if you are an LOE player, summon. If not, if you do not even play LOE, do not summon. Absolutely not.
I agree with that.
This banner is not worth it.
Oh yeah, dude, if you're an LOE main, this guy's probably going to be a must-have on the team. Like maybe I'm speaking too quickly, but I just know
No, he's a
how
must-have.
important
No, it
revival is. Like I just think having a revival unit on LOE, this guy's going to be like a must-have if you're an LOE
Yeah.
main.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%, dude. LOE mains, if they don't get this unit, right? If they summon on this banner and God forbid you don't pull this unit, like you're going to be down bad. Like I think that's going to be
Down
like some of the most,
horrendous,
yeah,
bro.
it's going to be some of the most heartbreaking stuff that you're going to have to endure not getting this unit as an LOE main, because he is what you need. 100%.
Dude, yeah, he's almost as good as Clapku. Like that's how good he is.
No?
No, that's a weird one, dude.
Oh,
But
my
like,
God.
to be honest, my opinion, don't feel pressure to summon on day one. You got like 2 months of dailies, or even summon on the last day of the missions if you are a little man.
That is a
Yeah.
very good
Yeah.
point. Yep. You have a lot of
It's
time.
always everything with day one. But
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
this
pull
is
them next
All-Star,
day
right?
On a daily.
Yeah, this is going to be here for 2 months.
It's live for a long time.
Yeah, you don't want to pull a
So don't feel
Swift.
pressure.
You don't want to pull a Swift. Swift went
Yeah,
hard on
facts.
Clapku, and then he pulled him off. He didn't get Clapku. How much CC was it, Swift? I'll let you tell the story.
20K.
I spent like 20K trying to get Clapku on the first night, and then I pulled him on a daily like 2 days later. So
See?
Yep.
Just what I said. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best example.
All right, so that's pretty much all we have on the new units. Unfortunately, we can't really give a full impression just due to the fact that they haven't released. I believe they will release tomorrow. Is it tomorrow night or the day after?
I
No,
think it's
no,
the
no,
31st.
Monday,
It's the
Monday.
31st.
Monday. Okay, so on the
Monday, yeah.
31st. Okay.
Yeah, it's Monday.
That's when we'll see the full potential of them, seeing them actually in action. But other than that, we don't have a lot to go off. We do have the new PvP equip, the Team Bardock equip. So Battle, how do you feel about this Team Bardock equipment right here, dude? Let me go ahead and pull it up for us right here.
I mean, it is good for Bardock squad, absolutely, but I do not see the point of making the Awakening only for the Extreme Bardock squad.
That is true.
Wait, the Awaken is only for the Extreme Bardock squad?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my god, bro.
I already hear ZBG
I'm
pop
gonna run
off.
into it in a bit. I'm gonna run into it in a bit. I'm waiting to Battleamore is done with this point.
just wait, CBG. I mean, the equipment is really good. Like, pure strike and blast, absolutely, for Bardock squad. Just unfortunately, there is not a lot of Bardock squad. That is the only difference with this. Like, your option is so limited. Like, sure, you can farm this up and hope for the best that you get more. But
Nice
you
sparking
literally
unit there, by the way.
yeah. That is all the extreme Bardock squad, and none of those, except for Tora, Fasha, and Shugesh, are actually doing something. And you will not even use Shugesh because LF Bardock.
Yep.
And even that guy is mixed results of playing.
Mm-hmm.
Though we see him a lot of times because people are using him. People like the endurance when after because he gets Vanish Restore, many other pluses, but else, yeah, back and forward. You will not play Bardock with Bardock squad. You will play them. You will play him with either fusions, either Saiyans. I know Bardock squad is Saiyans, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah. The one team that I've actually seen Bardock be somewhat viable on, and I apologize, I'm not trying to like go off on a whole tangent here, but the one team that I've seen Bardock actually be viable on is like and I'm sure you guys have probably seen it too, but it's like an anti-mono purple team where it's basically like yellow, yellow, green. And it's like the yellow LF Bardock, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then like Majub or something. And it's basically just built to counter mono purple. That's really like the only team I've ever seen like Bardock be somewhat viable on, but
I
I
mean, I
actually see that
totally
team fairly often. My bad, go ahead.
I could totally understand this if they are preparing to Senkai another Bardock.
Yeah.
Or like Senkai EX Bardock squad or something. Then this equipment would have been really good. Absolutely. But I don't see really the point right now. But I think they just wanted to get over it because the story literally talks about the Bardock squad and just fighting Frieza.
This will probably be one of those equips that like gains value like later on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Once they give all these guys a Zenkai down here, right? Or well,
That's
probably not
never
these two.
happening.
It's not gonna happen. What do you mean it's not gonna happen?
That's
Zubiji?
never happening,
All right.
because all right, so here's my issue, right? Here's my issue.
Mhm.
Okay, so they dropped this equipment, right?
Yeah.
Pretty busted equipment, if you ask me. Like, both pure strike attack and blast attack, double defense and everything, right? It's a fantastic equipment, right? But the issue is these guys had a chance to make Bardock squad a legit squad with the LF Bardock banner and completely missed the mark. Like, I mean, if they dropped Bardock, right, and they didn't put the needing somebody to die restriction on his endurance and whatever else, it made it to be like Team Bardock, right? So he won't be broken on Saiyans. Because if he's broken on Saiyans, then Goku Vegeta and Ultra Gogeta are gonna see even more play. So you limit that to Team Bardock. Then you drop a Sparking Tora or Shugesh, or even both, right? You make them S tier units like Zamasu Goku Black Type level, or a little bit below that. And then you drop the EX Pasha, who the broken support EX unit, right? And then you drop this equipment for all the Team Bardock members, and maybe then the team would actually be a good team PvP. Maybe then we'd see some diversity in the current meta, but no, they drop LF Bardock by himself, they drop 2 trash EXs, then they drop an equip for the trash EXs, which makes no sense because the trash EXs are not gonna see play because they're trash. This equip won't fix them. Like, you make the team good by releasing good units for the team. You don't drop them and then drop out equipped to think that they'll be good, but because they won't be good and they won't see play at all. Like, it's common sense, and I just don't understand why these guys why they didn't just make Team Bardock an actual good squad. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, it's clear. Like, make the team good, then you make Bardock good, and then we'd have, you know, at least some diversity in the current meta. But now you drop Bardock, you make him mid, and now we just have mid units, mid trash EXs, and that's just it. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
gotta
you're not
say is
wrong.
+1, dude.
You're not wrong at all. And I'm not gonna lie, like, dude, if they did like Zenkai, Shugesh, and Borgos down the line, I'm not like, I probably wouldn't be like too nervous fighting those units. But I don't know. I agree. This equip just doesn't really have a place in the game right now.
Yeah, when you put it into perspective like that, it really does suck. Because I've even had people tell me like, oh, like the team this Bardock, he's not really meant to outshine anyone else. He's supposed to be on his own team with his own members where people are buffing him and centered around him. And it's like, yeah, well, there's no units that do that. There's no units that do that for him. I mean, you can just pile on death buffs, I suppose, but all the teams that he's on, he gets outshined by his other members, right? Any team that you put him on, any team that you see him on, when you click that rush button, when you click the win button, they usually give up the Bardock, right? More than any other unit, right? You're not going to see Gogeta 4 get thrown into the rush. You're not going to see.
You say when you click
Gogeta.
the win button?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I did ask think that they made Bardock to be ran with the EX Bardock squad. Did ask because that's the only scenario where you would sacrifice a unit for Bardock, bro. Honestly.
Yep.
Yeah, true, man. True. Actually, true.
Yeah.
Bro, I faced
you
that
can make an
10-star
argument.
Bardock today with a dead member, and he couldn't even one-shot with his ult. He did like 1/4 of my HP. I was like, bro, what is this? 3 stars?
I thought Zeno
Which
with the
was
rest of
10.
Bardock, and that he didn't really do anything. He goes to 4, did
Yeah,
way
he didn't
more.
do anything.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, what the hell is this?
Now, if
Actually,
they ever
really-
Zenkai that red Bardock, then maybe there'd be like some use for this equipment. But even then, the viable team you would almost have to run blue Bardock because there's no other options. And then you look at blue Bardock, and literally blue Bardock gets a lot of his buffs just from running with Super Saiyans, and there's no
Yeah.
Super Saiyans on that team. So I do agree with ZBG. If this equipment is gonna have to, or if this equipment is ever gonna gain value, they're gonna have to drop like a couple more like actual viable team Bardock units.
Sparkings, like, come on, like
Yeah,
they know how to
Sparkings,
make,
yeah.
They know how to make good units. Like they know how to make units good for the meta. Like we see with this Frieza with his, anti-revival. Well, his anti-revival type in ability and stuff after he revives, right? And then they just go ahead and make like it's weird. Like they know how to make good units and they know how to make teams viable, but they just refuse to do so for some reason. But I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't get it either, because even when you just looking at the base one, even just like looking at without the awakening, like I would still be like, oh, will still be good for Bardock at the very least, but it's just still behind that team Bardock restriction. So it's just like, damn,
Yeah,
you're still screwed.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Dude, can you imagine like Team Bardock was actually good and like everybody on the team could run this equipment? Like it'd be pretty good because the awakened version of the equip, if they took off the extreme
restriction.
require, and just made everybody on Team Bardock, the team would dead ass be a good team. Like the equip is fantastic. And they just, it'd be pretty good. It's nice to think about, but it's upsetting because when you realize the potential that the team could have.
Yeah, they kind of dropped the
Or
ball.
better yet, what if they made Anime Original Sagas like a top tier team? Because Anime Original Sagas is a broader tag than Team Bardock, right? So if they wanted to, they could also make that team a top tier team too, but they just refuse to do so.
Yep. Well,
Yeah, there are many tags that have like that. I mean, we have Otherworld Warrior, and we barely see anything that helps them, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the other
you
World
guys-
Warrior is like so like there's like no really units on there either, right? Like if we have Angel Vegeta, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the Pycon, like it is
Yeah,
definitely
Ultra
Goku.
Gogeta.
Oh yeah,
Ultra Gogeta.
Ultra Gogeta, that is true. Yeah, good, the Gogetas.
Yeah.
Both of the Gogetas, I think. Yeah. Or 3 of them. Everyone with the Halo, essentially, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Knock, what were you going to say?
They probably felt like the team with the Bardock squad will like pop off with the new unit with this equipment. Like it has to be so much damage. Bro, no. Like, look at what you released earlier. Like, how are they going to compete with that?
Yeah.
They probably
Also, too,
didn't
EXs
think it
are
will flop
harder to
like
pull
this.
anyway.
They probably didn't think that this will flop at hard.
No, they had to have known because if they check their data, they can easily see that nobody is running EXs. Like, when's the last time you guys jump into a match and somebody brought the EX unit into the match? Like, when's the last time that ever happened, bro?
Basically Goku and EX Jiren, and that's
that
about
was
it. Those are
months
like
ago,
the
bro.
and those guys are exceptions too, because we don't really see EX units like that.
What? You're missing the best one, Yajirobe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I will say Yajirobe.
That dude
yeah.
is played even less because Saiyan Saga is trash.
You just leader slot him, bro.
What? Dude, he is leader slot him, yeah. Dude, his ability to have strike damage against Saiyan, like 80%, is just... Ugh.
You know, the guaranteed blues. I did like Yajirobe a lot, but then after that, the X's just started flopping, man. Because Legends Festival came around, and
Oh my god.
everyone's favorite
Yeah, we
LOE
ain't gonna
member,
talk
the
about it.
Green Frieza. Dude, I have him. I pulled him, and I never made a
I
video
have him,
on.
I have him 7 stars.
I never made a. Yeah, you have him 7 stars, and he's probably still not worth using. Like honestly, like
Dude, my would be worth using if like they actually made like EX stats good. Cause
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. You run into that issue there as well.
Cause Mai has like 140% blast damage when she's run with Trunks. Like I was reading it and I was like, damn, that's a lot of blast damage for no reason. But her stats are just atrocious, man. They're horrid.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all we have to say. Oh, actually, we have one more thing. So, Battle, I think you can ring in the good news right here. You guys can see on the screen, we got something that did return for Bardock at the very least. Well, so I'll let you take it away, Battle. Right here.
Oh yeah, the enemy original equipment.
Yep, it is back.
Yeah, it returned as soon as it was gone. Like, it was in the game with a Legends Festival, which was insane. Because everyone got their plat equip, and then almost everything disappeared, and this just returned back because it is the time for anime original characters to get the buff.
Yep. I honestly, or go ahead.
No, it is a good equipment. Like base, everything, special move damage. The only thing I kinda use back and forward is the base crit.
Yeah, the crits are kind of very mediocre.
Yeah.
But
I guess it's more thought of Blue Bardock Senkai.
yeah, I suppose. I think the one I think it's funny to me that they actually just put this back is I feel like they messed up because I remember when me and ZVG had made the video on the best equipment for Bardock, and this equipment wasn't
it was
available.
gone.
Yeah, it was gone. So I feel like they realized like, oh damn, like his best item is not available in the game, and we just dropped him. And so I feel like they realized that they had dropped the ball, and so they immediately brought this back. So now you guys can go ahead and grind this. The No Way You've Lived Long Enough. It's in the platinum events, so you guys can freely grind it and get this item for your Bardock, so you can start coping right away.
Dude, another thing too, I feel like I've said this so many times before, but just like have every equip in the game be available every time. There should never be a time where I gotta wait weeks, months to get an optimal equip for somebody on my team. That should just not happen. Like it just shouldn't, to be honest.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be a thing.
that is true.
Yeah, true. Well, else it's good that this is back, but I wish that this was permanently back because, like every other unique equipment, should be back permanently. I don't know why it's time gated. Why is it time that I cannot farm this whenever I want? I want to farm this whenever I want, okay? Just not stressed. Like, no, I did stress now, but I don't have energy until the next reset, and then it disappears. God.
Yep.
The pain I feel.
I
The
honestly,
pain of every other equipment.
it's literally every equip too, because sometimes because obviously, as you guys know, I'm not like really the best at farming up equipment. I only do them when I have to, or if like there's a new unit and I want to look at the optimal equips, I'll go ahead and just farm an S of them, and then I'll go and I'll look up the optimal equips, and then I'll go into the equipment archive, right? In game, you can pull up the archive, and because it'll tell you where to get it. And every single time I've done that, I pull up the archive and it says you click on the tab where to get, and it says cannot be acquired at this time. And I'm just like, dude, it's so frustrating when you're just trying to like just grind the equips, man. Like the hold them behind, like just vault them, period, man. It's just like they all should just be in the equipment metal shop or even in the rare metal shop where they have some of the equips.
I mean, that's one thing I wish they would change is just the fact, like, it feels like they have to time gate everything. And, like, you know, units, I understand units, obviously, because they drop banners and, you know, they're only available for a certain amount of time, whatever. I understand that. But for, like, equipments and, I don't know, I just feel like it shouldn't be time gated.
Yep.
Time gated really isn't even the right word. They just don't. It's just not available, and then they randomly make them available at sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Though I
will say
like
though, they did make some improvements to the equipment metal shop. They did add some equipment in there, so it's at least better now, but it's still not at the place it needs to be. At least.
At least they returned equipments like that needs to be farmed through stories that we get like not anime original, original stories events.
Yeah.
Those equipments. But that still doesn't defeat the facts, but there is so many other old equipment that should be back too.
Dude, like I remember like the only way to get Tinman, the pure for Saiyans, is to literally wait for the Android event to come back, bro. Like that's just, and when it's gone, you're screwed again. So you have to farm it now, or else you're gonna be screwed for like weeks or months when it finally rotates back.
Yep.
Best thing
Crazy,
was
man.
that Nameku awakened memory. It was gone for like 9 months or so.
And that's
Oh, yeah,
happening
I
with the
remember that.
Frieza
Didn't
plat
get
now,
it
right?
for like
too?
9 months.
They were holding the Frieza plat hostage too, right? Or is it still hostage?
Yeah.
Is it live
I
yet
think
or no?
it's hostage, right? I
it's-
think
yeah.
Dondra said it's hostage, I think. I'm pretty sure he did earlier.
I think it
At the
returned, yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, see, it's just stuff like that really is just like, damn, bro, like, he's kind of playing the whole player base right there. Especially, I think ZVG put it best at one time. He was going on one of his famous rants, and he was talking about, like, if you're a new player and you want to get the new equips, and you can't do it, then you're just screwed.
Yeah, because another thing too, they put all the best equipment in the Z Metal shop, and no new players are gonna get that because you need to 14-star units and then summon them again to get the Z Metals, and then you can buy the equips from the Z Metals, bro.
Yep.
But if for a new player, you can't do like Battle Saiyans, the PvP equips that are really good. You just can't get them, bro. Like it's I'm telling you, like, what's the point of the equipment metal shop if the Z Metal shop is gonna be a better equipment metal shop than the equipment metal shop itself? Like, it doesn't make any sense, bro. It just doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Yeah, but they did make sure you don't need to exchange for equipment there anymore. You can like exchange erasers if you have too many of the CO, which is also back and forward.
Yeah,
But-
I know what you're talking about. I mean, that is nice that you can buy erasers. I think the issue with a lot of this is like, and I guess the erasers add a little bit of value to the Z Metal shop, but there's never really, for the longest time, like Z Metals really haven't had a purpose, and the equipments in the Z Metal shop, I feel like, are really like the only thing you're gonna be buying with them, unless obviously, like we just said, the slot erasers that they added. But I really wish that they would just put all of the equipment in the Z Metal shop, just put it in the equipment metal shop, and if they want to figure out some other use for Z Metals, then they can do that. But I agree with ZVG. It just makes it really hard for newer players. Like, imagine you just started the game and you're trying to build a team, and your equipment options are already restricted because you don't have any Z Metals. So I definitely think that's an issue that hopefully they fix at one point or another.
Or at least address some kind of solution. Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much it. I know we all had our little piece to say about the equipment system right here in Dragon Ball Legends. I think the last thing that we want to cover before we go on break and start answering some of your guys' questions is we did get a little something from the Twitter, and I wanted to ask you guys right here, what do you guys think this is going to mean for us overall? So I'll go ahead and pull it up on screen right here.
LFVB.
LFVB from this?
Yeah, because, bro, did you not see when Vegito stopped Zamasu's beam attack, bro? It's the same thing, bro.
Is this?
I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
I was
I'm trolling. Yeah, I'm trolling.
Oh my God,
I saw that.
Tom would have
You
had
know when people put on their tinfoil hats and try to like use all sort of Honestly, it's probably symbolizing the Frieza that just came out, because Frieza did catch a spirit bomb. I don't know, bro, but I don't think it's gonna be a Yamcha or anything. I don't know. Something. It's just weird because it could mean a lot of things. Like, I don't know.
It definitely. I think it actually. Now that you say that, it does look like Frieza trying to catch the spirit bomb.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
So I'm coping and hope it's Yamcha.
I don't think. Honestly, if we got a Zenkai for the baseball Yamcha, I'd be fine with that. But for me,
Bro, that'd be the most pointless Zenkai ever. Like literally, like it would be the most pointless Zenkai.
It's not for me.
Oh my God, no! But it's like when I see this image, for the audio listeners only, it's the basically it's like a GIF, right? If it's like what are these players called in baseball? Where like it's the catcher. It's a catcher. And it's like this, he's catching the ball and it has like this intense aura around it, like a lot of blue. And so the first thing I think about, maybe I'm just not thinking outside the box hard enough, is just that filler episode from DBS right? Where they're all playing
Yeah, where they play
baseball.
baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can even scroll down right here. There's an image of Vegeta right here with the catcher's mitt in his blue form where he's Super Saiyan. So what if
Yeah, they even turned blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the background, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
God buff? Swift?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. I remember, dude. Now I remember that. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, so what if we got
That'd
like
be
some
so
free to play
funny,
units
dude.
like this? I'd actually be pretty hyped for this because I know they because you know how you had the Drip Coup, we had the Code Vegeta. Those are some of the like they had like the style on them, bro. Like I really like the
Yeah.
aesthetics of those characters.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun, honestly.
Yes.
Like I don't expect them to like actually like good, but just to just for having free to play units, having the fun aspect there. I think it'd be pretty cool if they dropped like a full baseball free to play like how they had the 6 Gokus. Like just 6 baseball units.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty
dude,
funny.
that would be awesome. I would love that.
Bro, I wouldn't be surprised because baseball is actually really it's really huge in Japan.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, like that's one thing. Like if you like growing up, if you were a baseball player and you were like a competitive baseball player and you won, whatever tournaments, like you would go over to Japan and fight like the Japan guys in baseball. So I know baseball's very big, or I don't know how big, but I know it's a pretty recognizable sport in Japan. So
Yeah. I could see this pretty turning into something. I don't expect anything amazing from this or anything like that, but something like that would be pretty neat, right?
Yeah.
But that being said, that's pretty much all of our topics for today. We're going to go on a quick 3-minute break and we'll be right back. We're going to be answering some of your guys' questions. As always, the donos will take priority, but we'll get to as many as we can. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are back and ZVG will be taking over as the MC, otherwise known as ZVMC. So drop your questions in the chat below and he'll go ahead and pick them out.
Yes, sir. Let's get to the questions, guys.
Do right questions.
All right, thanks. Scott says, what type of units do you want? What type of units you want to buff teams like mid-key, region, GT, and USS? Normal GT because they all need a purple and blue. An example, Gaki needs a tank unit or something like that. I feel like Gaki just needs an endurance unit. Like I feel like once they have an endurance unit that's not purple or green, because purple and green are Zamasu, Goku Black, and Goku Vegeta already. So I feel like once they get the new endurance unit, like they'll be pretty much set. I think Swift share the same sentiment. But for Regen, I think Regen needs Regen just needs a broken unit, if that makes sense. Like they have a lot of good units, but you need broken in this meta to like really compete. So I feel like Regen will need a broken unit. What do you guys think about what type of units like Regen, GT, and USS will need? And
Yeah,
Gaki?
really quick. I was hoping you would say God King is Jesus. So it would make sense, you know what I mean?
They're pretty close to being a top tier team. It's just the one piece. Just the one piece.
I was just hoping you would say that for the joke.
No,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
USS needs Jesus. Like that team needs. Like, yeah, that team needs Jesus, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like Region needs their own unit that has endurance. I mean, they do have, but it's a red unit and it's not really good at this meta right now.
Who's that? So?
Zamasu? The red Zamasu.
The old red Zamasu, yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
Dude, when he was first released, he was a monster.
He was so annoying to fight
Insane.
against, bro. He was like the worst, dude, especially on like just that
Yeah.
beefy
That's
regeneration
why
team.
people really want him to get Senkai so he can buff either Regen, Future, or Godki.
I mean, okay, so I've talked about this red Zamasu like in the past, and like in the past I've said please don't, because like while it would help Godkey, it would also give Regen like a really good endurance unit. But nowadays where both Godkey and Regen are kind of flying under the radar in the meta, I could realistically see this guy getting a Zenkai, and I think it would definitely help both tags.
Yeah.
I could see that for sure. And yeah, I agree with CVG. I definitely think I would love an actual good endurance unit for Godkey. Like if they drop an endurance unit and the dude just gets one-shotted and he's dead, he's not going to make that much of an impact. But if they drop an endurance unit that's actually fairly tanky, does decent damage, and, you know, kind of like a future Gohan type unit. And we've said this before, there's a lot of tags that deserve a future Gohan type unit, but I do really think if God Key got some type of unit similar to future Gohan, it would really help the team. Because, we kind of crap on God Key here and there, but I don't think they're at the bottom of the meta, but they're definitely not at the top either. They're pretty close to getting back to the top, but they're just not all the way there yet. So yeah, like a very good endurance unit, I think would really, really help God Key.
I agree. I think for me personally, I know this team wasn't listed on there, but I still want to see more Android buffs, and I think we're definitely going to get it. I think I could go ahead and safely say guaranteeing some Android buffs for this year, at least.
Yep.
Because
Tag 17 and 18 for sure. Like, there's no way they don't drop this year. There's actually like no way.
I mean, I feel like that we might get in February at Battle Hours too, because it is when Fighters was released and when they got Android 21 showcased or collab with Legends.
Oh, not only
Also remember
that,
too, we should get another Fighters unit because there's a slot in there in the database for another one. So we can't expect that, coming soon.
Exactly.
Probably.
I would love
There is
that.
one more unit, and there is also in April when the new Dragon Ball movie comes, and they are focusing on Gohan and with the androids.
Exactly.
New, kind of beta.
That's what I was actually going to mention right there, is that new Dragon Ball Super movie is going to be coming out, I believe, in April of this year. And so I can almost 100% expect a unit to drop alongside to promote it inside Dragon Ball Legends, right? So we'll probably, I want to see those new androids come out. I want to see both of them. I don't know if they'll release them as a tag, and I'm kind of worried. I do want to see them as a tag, but at the same time, I don't want to see them as a tag. Maybe as an assist unit, because at that point, because like how ZVG said, I am fully expecting 17 and 18 to have the tag. I want them to have the tag unit on androids.
Yeah.
I don't want 2 tag units on androids. I don't know how broken that would be, because obviously we only have 1 tag unit in the game right now, and he's absurd. So
you're talking about like a dual unit.
Yeah. So maybe like an assist unit like that, but more on the scale of Kale and Caulifla, right? Because these other assist units, their animations are terrible. They're just pretty garbage. They're so mundane.
I agree.
Yeah, even Zim. I'm sorry, ZVG. Their animations are pretty.
Yeah. I agree. Like they didn't show them any type of love, bro. Honestly, like I felt they could have done way more regarding that. But moving on to the next question, I think King Momji said, I'm sorry if I pronounce the name wrong. He says, what do you think will make the next Annie hype? Because to me, the last 2 anniversaries were not so much hype. I think I can safely say, like with confidence, that the 4th anniversary is definitely going to be Emirai Goku and TOP theme related. I feel like TOP is the only saga that hasn't had a celebration for that saga, and there's no way it's not. It's either Emirai Goku or we're getting like a double banner with transforming Gogeta Blue and transforming VB. Other than that, I definitely think it's gonna be like Emirai Goku, Full Power G and some other but I definitely think it's gonna be Emirai Goku for anniversary. Like it's they can't hold him out any longer, I feel like.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I would love to see that. And if they start touching on TOP, then we could possibly get like a Mafuba Roshi or some shit. That'd be awesome.
Battleamore smiling.
That'd be sick.
Yes, Mafuba Roshi, let's go.
Bro, now's the time to drop him because we got the
super
leader
glorious.
slot. Like, there's really no excuse. The excuse before was, he's not really gonna have a team. But if they did drop Mafuba Roshi, like, you could just throw him in the leader
he'd
slot.
have TOP. He'd have TOP. Because then if they do a TOP celebration, then USS would be like a busted team. Like, you'd have Full Power Jiren, Emirai Goku, and like whoever else they drop. Probably UI Goku Zenkai. Who knows, bro? So
yeah, but
do a lot.
you know that they usually don't put unit and just buff 1 tag. They buff multiple tags. Maybe we're going to be Universal Survivor Saga and Colors. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. I'm not too sure. I don't know what would make the 4th anniversary hype for me. Honestly, I think the only, like how ZVG said, just MUI Goku. That's the only avenue they haven't explored in terms of character so far.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's like the more obscure characters, but there's no way you're going to fill in an anniversary slot.
I mean, if they are going to make tag units like Goku and Vegeta Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, that would be
say
hype.
that, Since it's the 4th anniversary, it would make sense.
Imagine, bro.
Goku and Vegeta, SJ4 tag.
Imagine we just get
GT
again for anniversary.
Nah, no more GT. Jonathan says, which LF Zenkai are you guys most worried about this year that may take over the meta? Honestly, I think the only one that could change the meta drastically is the LF Green Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Zenkai, and I think that's pretty much a given that he's gonna come out this year. Is Zenkai, but I could see I could see Goku Zenkai being troublesome because he can be ran on mono purple, so I could just see mono purple getting even more cracked with a UI Zenkai that could actually like tank and deal insane damage. But other than that, I don't see any LF Zenkai taking out the meta like that. Honestly, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I am hoping that we do get a Zenkai Green Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. But my issue with him, and I've said this before, but like it's just the fact that he's going to be helping Godkey, but he's also going to be helping Future. So it's like a double-edged sword. So I would love to see that Zenkai, but I do think if he did get, or when he gets it, it's not really a matter of if. I think he is going to get one. But when he gets the Zenkai, I really think Future is just going to be on another level, unless they shape his uniques to be more, more so helping Godkey than Future. But I think either way, when he gets a Zenkai, I think Future's just gonna jump to a new level.
Yeah. I think I don't know, man, because who else would be in line for a Zenkai other than that green Vegeta UI Goku?
UI or Majin Vegeta. That's pretty much it.
I don't think Majin Vegeta would make a splash. Or
Yeah, he wouldn't because Trunks exists.
yeah.
But I would like it because actually I like MV, but he just sucks. That's better right now.
Yeah.
He just sucks.
I like him a lot too. I'm not gonna lie. His animations are so clean. I really like him. And he aged. I feel like he had a pretty good lifespan.
He aged badly. I hate how they did it, man. Because he dropped and then they Zenkai Bardock and then Goku just replaced him on Saiyan.
Yeah.
Like, screw you, Toshi.
he definitely got replaced quickly, but I feel like he still was viable for a good amount of time there.
Yeah, he got treated horrible. We have Ultra Gogeta now, who's blue and a Saiyan buffer.
Yeah,
it's
blue is just not a viable color, bro. Like you can't
It's so sad,
you can't have a unit that's just they just pump out the blues like crazy, bro. There'll always be a better blue. I think Ultra Gogeta is definitely going to be the standard for a long time, but it's just like they just keep pumping out these crazy blue units, man.
Bro, you know what I want to see,
Randy.
and this is kind of off topic from this specific question, but this is kind of more pertaining to that first question on what could make Godkey better. If they do drop a green Godkey unit, like let's say they drop a green endurance Godkey unit, I think that would be good, but only if they give that unit like some type of type neutrality, because let's say, so he's green, so we can deal with Ultra Gogeta, but then obviously there's mono purple all over the place. So if they drop some type of green endurance unit that, can go type neutral here and there, I think that'd be huge. My bad, that was like super off topic though.
Our poll says, what EX Zenkai would you guys like to see? I miss Nail and EX Broly. Bring him back. Honestly, I think Whis would be everybody's answer. I think I also miss EX Nail because I remember when EX Nail first dropped and I was so excited because I made region back in the day. But yeah, EX Nail would be pretty nice to have back in the middle. EX Broly too. But I feel like Whis is like the answer that everybody would say, honestly. What do you guys think? I feel like EX Whis would be the number one choice, and he'll be my choice too for Zenkai.
Dude, yeah, EX Whis would be sick. Especially if they drop a new Beerus. I was just about to say that. If they drop a new Beerus, that'd be amazing.
I mean, yeah, EX Whis, absolutely. But for me, it's the Super Warriors.
But if you could only have one, though.
Only one?
Only
Yamcha.
one. Yamcha? Yeah. Yamcha is... bro, Yamcha is so good, bro. I don't care. I don't care, bro.
Or maybe Chaozu.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about
He
it.
has his ultimate equipment. He needs the Zenkai to actually utilize it.
He just offs himself, Battle.
So it can explode?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, but dude, once the Zenkai comes, they get added more abilities.
Battle.
What?
We gotta
Chaozu would never
we
be
gotta be
good,
realistic here. We gotta be realistic.
Fine. Okay. If that is the case, if we are going to have EX units that needs a Zenkai, let's see. Think. How about if we're thinking about Frieza Force, we have not yet the Ginyu Force.
Dude, I completely forgot that the Ginyu Force existed, to be honest.
Or if they really wanted, there is the one OP EX unit when he was first released. You know, Majin Buu, Pure Evil.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Senkai.
I was thinking that too. I wouldn't mind that at all. He was so
Yeah.
damn funny. If you pulled him if you had him on release, man, like it was hilarious using him and just like one-shotting people with your blue card. Like it was absolutely because even the animation, dude. I remember it was such a meme, bro, because people would put his blue card on Shallot, and it was pretty funny. I would like that a lot. I think a suitable Zenkai for an EX unit. I don't think it's I don't think he would be any good, but I think a suitable one would definitely be the Saiyan Armor Gohan from the Namek Saga, just because Krillin got one. So it just makes sense to me in my head that I'm just like, oh, like he's in line to get one, I guess.
I forgot these guys existed, to be honest.
Yeah.
There are a lot of EX units that is kind of forgot about because they are not used. Literally, only sparking units are used nowadays.
Yep. That is.
Bro, you know who would be an
any more
OP?
questions?
You know who would be an OP Zenkai for like Frieza Force? EX. If they gave a Zenkai to EX Shisami.
Oh, Shisami.
Ooh,
bro.
Dude, do you remember
Shisami.
how hard his blue card would hit?
Insane
Like you
blue
would
card
rarely
damage?
see him in
Hell yeah.
PvP. But
Dude, it's because of his strike arch buff, like his blue card continuously.
yeah, he's got something like that where his blue card just
Yeah.
hits so damn hard, man. I remember that.
It's
He'd be
because
insane.
every time he hits with the strike arch, he buffs 15% of special move damage for 20 counts.
Is that what it is?
It
Damn.
It stacks. It stacks. It stacks continuously, and that was insane for me. I was like, bruh, why? Why is this a thing? When he was first released, I was like, faced him, and he used attack with the strike. I was like, okay, nothing much. And then he used the blue card. He suddenly one-shotted me. I was like, whoa, your strike did nothing. What happened with the blue card?
Yep.
Dude,
When he was
somebody,
first
somebody
released.
in chat. Sorry, brother. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Fine. Somebody in chat said, "Why does hero units exist?"
It's true, bro.
We do not know. We don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and we have
Shallow
not
to have
gotten a
friends.
new hero unit since the second Annie.
The only way that
honestly, bro, like, they should just make sure that's sparking at this point. Like, just make sure that's sparking.
Or if you're actually making another hero unit that we still haven't got with Pure Blast. We have only got those with the strike, all the defenses. Give one unit that gives like 100% HP? No. How about we don't do that? But Blast would do. We're still missing that. There's many other hero units we still have not gotten. There's many EX units that is not viable, but only good at bench, which is annoying. We kind of need more things here. Dude, Senkai's is here for a reason. Do your original things so we can have them Senkai. Or, like you used to in the good old days, balance change some units.
I'm gonna be honest though. I don't think there's really any hero units. Like even if they got a Zenkai, I don't think they'd make a splash in the meta.
No,
but
hero units should not get a Senkai.
No. Hero units are just there, and this is kind of obvious, but it's a PvP game, but it's also a collecting game. And if you look at any other, collecting game, any other collecting card game, there's good cards, bad cards. So, there's got to be hero units because they make the sparking units just look that much better. So, I mean, that's
You gotta
that's
get
why.
shafted somehow, dude.
True.
There has to be a rarity, so you get shafted, right?
Yeah.
With hero.
And yeah,
I think
Scott, Hercule is literally like the only, well, I guess Hercule and Shallot are like the two hero units that have ever really made like an impact.
Yeah. All right. I think the last question we can take is Jonathan says, "Who do you guys think should be the next in line for unique equipment? Could be a character or a tag." GB.
Fighters. 21.
GB.
Fighters.
GB.
Fighters.
Geo Blue, bro.
21.
Bring my boy back in the minute, bro.
No,
I have him at
hey,
13
fighters.
stars. Bring him back.
Fighters. 21s.
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
I would have to say GB as well, just because of the fact that these equipments are supposed to, they're essentially like a buff.
Traitor.
They're like a balance change. Battle. Wait, what did you want? Battle? The
Fighters. 21 unique equipment.
21 doesn't need the unique. I'm gonna be real honest.
No, also specifically for every 21.
For every
so every
21.
21 can have that.
Okay, I guess in that aspect, but for
Yes.
basically what I'm thinking is like, I feel like the unique equips. It's not necessarily the tag-based unique equips, but more so the exclusive, like the DBL unique equips. Those are meant to take a unit back into the meta, like revive them without giving them a full-blown Zenkai. I think GB definitely deserves it the most. I would say either him or Rose. I would want to see it for either of those two.
Ew.
Yeah.
Bro, Rose ain't dying, bro.
No, I want,
Rose.
but Rose can get revived. He can get revived, ZVG. You don't understand.
Bro, after that Rose shot, bro, I've been on the Rose hate. Can't even.
Dude, I would love to see.
Azdeek has a point though.
I would love to see a
With all
unique
the
equipment for
endurance
GB.
unit?
Yep.
How about we don't give that for Goku Black because Mono Purple exists?
Oh, that is true. Yeah, that is true.
It's going to be more horrendous now. They have a endurance killer as well if they don't put that.
Well, they did drop that yellow like sagas from the movies equipment, and it is a very, very good equipment. But I would like to see one just specifically for GB, like just specific to GB. I would like to see.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can agree that GB needs a plat equip. Yeah, but I don't feel like right now, especially when there is more LF units that kind of needs it.
Like who? Like who would you give it to for an LF unit specifically?
Bardock.
I'm dead.
Oh my
Am I wrong though?
No, you're not wrong though. That's
It's a good point. It's a good point. Let's say that.
that's pretty solid.
He's new to the game and then still we need a plat equip. It's the same thing with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Yep. Exactly the
And
same.
the same thing with Gogeta when it's released. Like, literally, don't do that. If you're making an LF unit, make it sure they are viable. Not that we need to think, oh, he's probably going to be OP once he gets this plat equip. That's not what we're going to think about. He should be good right away. That is an LF unit.
Yeah,
That is
I don't.
good.
I definitely do not disagree with you on that.
It's like, I sure Gogeta Blue needs it, absolutely, but seriously, Bardock, your stats could have been better. Please and thank you.
His kit could have been
Yeah.
better, in my opinion, but that's a whole
That-
different. That's a whole
that too.
different topic.
The
Yeah,
thing is
his
though,
kit.
if his kit was better, then Saiyans would be better, and nobody wants that. That's why you make Team Bardock good, and then limited
Yeah,
Team
that
Bardock,
should be
but-
exclusively for Team Bardock or Anime Original. That would have been perfect.
exactly. But the devs are trolling right now.
They should have been focusing. This is a new year of game, and we get Bardock after the Legends Festival. I was like, being back and forward, sure. If you compare it with the high stars, sure. No one is going to use Bardock in 3 stars, and they know it's going to be bodied. I mean, they might be
High stars
because
is
it's
terrible.
the problem is if you're ranking in high PvP, like if you are in top 1k, fighting with this Bardock at 3 stars, it's going to hurt because you can literally just get one-shotted.
Yeah,
That Goku and Vegeta, many people will have him above red stars.
almost everybody. I feel like does.
Yeah, exactly, and that is the problem. That Goku and Vegeta is already way too strong, even at 4-star.
Yep.
That was the fear of the comparison of Legends Festival.
And unfortunately, it'll
Okay.
probably, and I could be wrong, but it'll probably be like that for a while. Like, I feel like if we see LF units drop within the next couple months, I still don't think that they're going to be better than the festival units. That's just usually, that's just how it is. The festival units are the cream of the crop, I guess, to say. But I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to just wait and see.
On Bardock, they just put everything into the LF animation, and that's it. Like the whole money.
Yeah, that
Just put it in the
that
LF
LF
animation. People
alone,
summon
bro,
for that.
made
There you go.
everyone cope. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Animations are clean.
It's
I just
so
wish he had. I just wish he had permanent endurance. Like the whole an ally has to die to get the endurance. I just wish he had permanent endurance from the start of the match. I think that alone would have increased his value.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last 2 characters I have in my mind is like Grape 8 Vegeta.
Yeah.
ZVG's favorite. Favorite.
Yeah.
Who do
the
you
very
say?
unit. The Great
Who do you
8.
say? 8 Vegeta?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 Vegeta. He needs
Bro.
the plat equip.
We don't talk about tier 5 units, bro. We don't talk about that.
I told, dude, it's an LF. You're saying what needs a plat equip?
He needs
That's
everything.
what
He
I
needs the
think.
plat
He
with
needs
the
a color.
Zenkai.
He needs a Zenkai, a color change, a plat equip,
A color
kit
change.
rechange, everything, bro.
First ever
Yeah.
color change in Legends is gonna be for Grade 8 Vegeta.
Dude, do you think that they would ever do that, bro?
No,
That'd be interesting.
that'd be
Nah, probably
crazy.
not.
But I
That'd
don't
be
think
crazy, bro.
so. Someone's
That'd be
so
so-
bad that they had to change his entire color.
Imagine if when they drop Clapcool, they realized that we didn't want another blue unit, and then change him to red, bro. That'd be busted back in the day, man. Woo!
Yeah. If
Back
Clapku would have
you
came out and he was
good.
red, yeah, I agree. That would have been nice.
Yeah, and the one I think that I want to have a platinum grip is UI Goku.
I think he deserves it.
He needs like he needs like 100% of defenses, and then like a 50% to gauge recovery, and then just give him like.
Then
damage
all you
and
have been
stuff.
doing is proving my point. He needs a platinum grip.
I mean, he does. Like,
Yeah, give that man like double
Honestly,
pure defense.
I feel like these guys need more
Give
than
him
plats. I
damage
feel like they need
inflicted if you're
Zenkais.
per God Key member.
What'd you
I
say,
feel like a
CPG?
plat won't save him. No, I feel like so on these units, like these lefts, like I feel like they need more than a plat, because I feel like they need Zenkais along with like a plat. To be honest with you, because I feel like okay, look at Super Saiyan Goku, right? He got a plat equip, but he's still not top tier. But if they Zenkai him and just added a little bit more to his kit, then maybe he'd be like a top tier unit. But the plat just it made him better, but it didn't make him like a meta unit. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Because I still think I think the plat equip, I didn't like it just because what is it? You have to. It's restricted for like per Sun family member, right? If I remember
Or
correctly.
GT.
Or yeah, Sun family or GT. And I feel like that was like I feel like that's a pretty big restriction, right? When you look at Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's, he doesn't, it's all for him.
He doesn't need it.
Yeah.
He just had pure.
Yeah, he just got it all like right off rip. You don't need
It's
to
like,
pair him
why?
against any other player. You don't need to put him up with other. Like imagine if his equip was like alongside other fusion members or alongside other GT members, it wouldn't be as good as it is.
Bro, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's equip, that specific unique equipment is basically like a Zenkai almost. But that's a singularity. Like I don't think we'll ever see another equip like that. And if we do, it's going to be like very rare. Like those equips aren't like we're not going to see those like all the time. Like,
Yeah, definitely. It was a special occasion just because of how hard they dropped the ball on him initially.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they realized like how much he was lacking.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think. What do you guys think? xNoctis, Swift? What LF do you think needs the plat? I know you, Swift, also said GB, right?
Yeah, I would say GB because like I said, he did just get not just him, but we did just get a yellow like Sagas from the Movies plat equip, but I think if they drop the specific one for GB and then you could run that alongside the yellow Sagas from the Movies plat equip, I think that would definitely help him. And we've been saying it for a while, but I would love to see like an equipment with card draw speed for GB. I don't know if they're ever gonna do it, but and I don't think he like desperately needs it, but it would just make him that much better. Like if they gave him just one round of card draw speed, like maybe for like 10 seconds every time he came into the battlefield, I think that would really help him.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be
Yeah.
the third slot, like the highest upgrade. Like with the Gogeta 4
Yeah.
has with his
Like the
game
one that you
Dragon
can't like guaranteed
Secure
upgrade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ball. Yeah.
And maybe like the different levels is like, card draw speed for 5 seconds and then 10 seconds and then 15 seconds. And then you want to roll for the 15 second or something like that. That'd be awesome.
True.
What about you, Noctis?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
xNoctis.
also like a GB plat, so purple
Oh.
units get pressured more. Like it's a good timing right now.
Yeah.
All I gotta say, it's a good timing. UI needs one as well, but mono purple, please no, like don't.
Yeah.
Some people even rock him on mono purple like right now, which is kind of weird, but they just do it.
Oh, I
So
realized
don't buff
that
mono purple.
the third slot could be in like 5 timer card draw speed. The second highest is like the 10, while the last one is still 10, but it gives him type neutrality with it.
That would be broken.
That's way too broken. man.
That would be crazy.
That's
Dude,
crazy.
the broken in this game. Have you not seen Ultra Gogeta?
We gotta avoid that. We gotta avoid that, bro.
To be fair, nobody's broken if they are broken. Am I right?
Fight fire with fire. There you
I
go.
suppose that is true. All right.
Oh my god.
So that's going to go ahead and basically wrap it up for today's
Yep.
episode of the USTP. Make sure, as always, this was just a one-time thing. I know it was a little bit weird for Legends to be having the podcast on a Saturday instead of a Sunday. Tomorrow will be Dokkan, right? The reason for this being is that Dokkan is in the middle of their anniversary, in the middle of all their hype. So for all you Dokkan lovers in the chat right now, make sure you guys do stay tuned for that. Tomorrow, I'm actually not sure what time they're going to actually do that, but they have all the reveals and stuff like that. They're going to pretty much be pumping out the Dokkan content for you guys. That being said, follow us on all of our social media. You know, we ZVG over there on Twitch and on YouTube. He's doing some more uploads. Got Battle over on Twitch as well. Noctis on Twitch and Swift on both platforms right here too.
No. Swift has been an Azdeek on Twitch. He doesn't stream anymore.
No. I pulled up to one of the streams just a couple days ago. Swift is getting back on his feet. He's getting into the groove.
Yeah.
With this, bro.
Yep.
He was rocking Clapco. I'm dead.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been rocking God Key for the past couple days. Like,
Yeah.
I've actually been having a lot of fun.
I tried it, bro, but dude, like, just not having the endurance, man. It's just like I could put future going on it, but at that point, it's just future. At that point,
Dude,
to
let
be
me
honest.
let me tell you a secret just to end the podcast off with this. I threw Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in the leader slot on God Key, so it gives God Key a viable green. It gives God Key those cover changes, and then I still have Clapku on the bench if I really need a revival. But my main three is the Blue Boys, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and Evolution Vegeta,
Evil.
and it's actually a pretty damn good team. Like, it's actually not bad at all.
I run Zim Zam because he's 14 stars.
Yeah, I knew ZVG was gonna bust out the Zim Zam. All right, so that being said, make sure you guys follow us on all of our social media. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Okay, guys.
Bye bye.
Clapku's the GOAT.